experienced nausea.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was awake, I was experiencing tiredness and nausea, and then like.
This is during your first trimester?
Yes, my first trimester. It was literally like survival based instinct that I was in, and I had no motivation. I had no creativity flowing through me. It was just like surviving basically the trenches, if you will, because at every moment I was feeling nausea and every. Oh, what are you doing?
I'm filming you so we can put on YouTube.
Okay. And
You were feeling nausea. And
yeah, so anytime that I wasn't asleep, I was tired and I was feeling nausea, and I was just like in this funk. Like I had a cloud over my head of just grayness and my brain fog, and I had no motivation. And so I spent most of the time sleeping because I would wake up after a 10 to 12 hour sleep cycle, and then I would wake up for about 4 hours, and then I would feel so incredibly drained, and I'll go back to sleep for another 4 hours. And that was like the sum of the first trimester.
a lot of sleeping, huh?
Yeah, so it was just a lot mentally for me because I am always, before I got pregnant, I was an active person. I was always motivated. I was always creative, getting things done. But that first trimester was just something on survival level.
What advice would you give a new mama for her first trimester?
To just not be so hard on yourself. I feel like I was so hard on myself because I had no idea of what to expect because I am a first-time mom. It was my first pregnancy. So now that I'm kind of emerging from that first trimester phase, I just look back on it and I'm like, wow, I actually probably really needed the sleep and really didn't need to do so much or be as active and go to the gym as much or go outside as much as I can and do farm work. So it was just, if I could tell my future self that when I get pregnant again, that I would, and obviously all the women out there, that just try to take it easy, have compassion, be easy on yourself, and appreciate the time that your body is using and needing to rest because it's creating life, and it's such a drastic change because in the first trimester is when the baby grows the most, not the biggest obviously, but it grows the most in such a small time frame. So knowing that and realizing that, I guess it happened exactly as it should, but now that I'm emerging, I'm feeling so much more creative. I have lots of ideas, I have lots of energy. I do still feel nausea, but not as much, which I think I don't know if that'll ever go away, but fingers crossed it does, but not so far.
What was helping you with your nausea? Can you give us some tips and tricks?
Yes, I thanks to my beautiful partner behind the camera, he told me about the ancient Chinese medicine and putting an ice cube on your Fang Fu point that helps with nausea, and then obviously, and of course, pairing that with, there is a sensitive pressure point in between your thumb and your finger, and if you feel around for it, you'll feel you gotta squeeze pretty hard, but that sensitive part, I just said the word, that pressure point, yeah. That pressure point, when you are fully like squeezing it and kind of applying a lot of more pressure than on a normal basis, it brings you into your body, and it's kind of hard to explain. It's like it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. It's just so sensitive that whatever you were feeling doesn't matter anymore when squeezing it for a long period of time. And that also helped me with nausea, but it helped me to the point where I never had to feel the urge to purge or throw up just like the food that I just ate, because that's kind of where I would feel nausea, is either before food or after food, never during, which was obviously the best thing ever, because I know of women that tell of the story of eating and then throwing up or feeling nausea while eating, which I've never experienced that, thank God. But yeah, if you do those two things, try it out. I highly recommend. But yeah,
what about taking your prenatals? What do you take for your prenatals, and how'd you take them?
So I take beef organs. And so,
give them a shout out. Who's the brand?
Heart and Soul.
Paul Saladino. Let's go. Appreciate it.
So we saw what was in here, which is like beef liver. There's beef heart. There's and they're all grass fed. There's kidney, there's pancreas, and there's spleen. So when we bought this and we saw what was in it, we had most of those things thanks to my partner behind the camera through like saving over the years and preserving meat and saving some of his cow and drying it out. And so he utilized the cow's liver and the heart also, and so he had it just stored already dried and ready to get blended. So we made our own into capsules that we bought online.
It's actually deer liver and deer heart.
Yeah, instead of cow, because he would not buy, but he would drive by dead deer and analyze it and make sure it was okay to eat if it wasn't dead for too long. And so he preserved the spleen and not the spleen, but the liver and the heart in the deers that he would process. But yeah, so we got basically a pill maker, or like the pills.
A capsulator.
Yeah, the capsulator, because the pills already came made.
What does
but
that
they were
look like?
empty.
Can you show it to us?
You are really getting into the nitty-gritty, aren't you? All right. So we bought this separately, or I guess it came with the machine. You can see the machine kind of in the back right here. I don't want to pull that one out.
There
but
it is.
That's kind of the gist of what it looks like. But these pills came with it, and I believe these are just gelatin, bovine, baby,
which means cow.
Baby. Okay, so bovine gelatin capsules. So we bought it empty. This is what they obviously, I guess you can see through the bag. They're just empty capsules. They come apart, and you just pack them with the grind.
How much can you fit in each one?
I'm not entirely sure. Do you know? What does it tell
I think
you
it says
on the
about
back?
1 gram per capsule. And they have all different sizes.
I actually never read this bag. My partner clearly made these, not me.
What's the most important thing to get in your first trimester? What are the 3 top things that you recommend a woman that she definitely needs in terms of like that, and then sleep or stuff like that?
Yeah, you definitely need folic acid. That's the most important because it builds baby's bones and basically the whole structure of the baby in the beginning. Obviously throughout the whole pregnancy, but folic acid is super important the first trimester, as in every other trimester, second and third. Highly recommend getting that throughout the entire pregnancy. Lots of sleep and really good food, but also I would recommend like raw liver, because liver has a lot of iron in it, and iron is also very necessary in obviously building the baby, because it requires a lot of blood. So definitely iron, folic acid, lots of sleep, and really good whole foods like fruits and less processed food, like going to fast food restaurants or even going really out to restaurants, because you never know the kind of oils that they're using. Oils are not the best. I would highly recommend staying away from any type of oils. I would recommend using all grass-fed organic butter, even maybe raw butter, which is far-fetched for some people, but you can also use tallow, which is what we use. But yeah, try to eat whole foods. But this is back to what's in here, because when we figured out what was in here and why it cost so much, we realized that we had a lot of what was in here home, but in a different animal form, like deer instead of cow. So we have wild deer liver, wild heart. We also added our own little spice to it, which is the medicinal mushroom blend. It has an herbal blend, which is, there's also salt, there's shilajit in here, there's, it's kind of really hard, ashwagandha, but it's really hard to read your handwriting.
A little fenugreek.
Oh, that's probably what that is. Yeah. And then there's the energy blend. And so it's just, this one's mainly just heart. This is heart and liver, and then obviously all the mushroom blends and the shilajit and the ashwagandha.
We put the 7 medicinal mushrooms.
Yeah, but this one has more of like the entire, the entire pieces and parts of the animal, which is the all cow liver, heart, kidney, pancreas, spleen. So I mix these up. I take these every other day, like 6 of these, and then I take 5 of these, just because the mushroom blend and the Shilajit really give me a lot of energy, so I realized that I don't need as many to feel really good and giving my body what it needs, and also baby, because what I've learned in the journey so far of pregnancy is that baby will always get exactly what it needs, no matter what. But if mama's not also getting what she needs, and then you're gonna feel just as drained as naturally in the first trimester, but throughout the entire pregnancy, which you don't want. So it's like you feel drained, and then mentally there's a lot of mental blocks, not feeling good enough or worthy, which I've experienced, but more in like the first couple of weeks, like the first 4 weeks, I got over that quickly. But you can experience that throughout the entire pregnancy if you're really deficient in things that you need, because baby's taking all of that and leaving you with pretty much nothing besides sleeping all the time. And yeah, what do you want to say?
What do you think about last little tip?
Okay.
How could a man, 3 things a man can do to support his woman during the first trimester?
I think not expecting, I guess it depends on the role that you have in the home and like in the relationship, and what you guys kind of, the give and take and the exchange, the energy exchange that is taking place. But say for example, you are used to like cleaning the house, that's kind of more your thing, and doing the dishes and cooking more. I would recommend the men kind of stepping up where the woman is lacking, just because the first trimester can be very brutal in the sense of having no energy and it taking a lot out of you. So I would recommend men to really just have more patience, to understand that she's doing more than what meets the eye, than obviously sleeping. Like, she's building an entire being, and it takes a lot of effort. So patience for the men, and obviously women, this goes for yourself too. This is also advice for yourself. But yeah, and compassion and understanding and kind of stepping up. And also I think for me, and I think a lot of women, because it's changing, your body is changing so much and your life is changing drastically, especially if this is your first child. Obviously incorporating new children, it can be a challenge too, because you're adding another member to the family. So I think that connection is also very important, like physical touch and affirmations that I'm doing a great job, you're doing a great job. And you're not like, especially if you have mental blocks where you're really down on yourself and you're saying like you're not worthy. So words of affirmation from men encourage your women out there that they're doing a great job, and love on them as much as you can, kiss them, and spend really quality time with them, get to know like what's going on with them, because they are experiencing a lot of new emotions, or emotions that are not always felt on a regular due to hormones. So kind of get to know and get curious about what it's like to be pregnant, and like what it's like to grow a baby. And yeah, it's that's pretty much what I got for the men out there.
All right, well, thank you. That's the first video of Annabelle and Brazo's YouTube special.
We're at 12 weeks.
Yeehaw. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, right?
Oh man, only if you want to.
All right.
All right.